Starting in the 2nd century CE, much of southern Sweden's agricultural land was parcelled up with low stone walls, and it took a lot of sticky tape to parcel them up too. Svendeful. Where's all the bloody sheep again? Sven Donnewilts. Oh, God, I'm beginning to think 4 inches is a bit low for a stone wall. Damn those cowboy builders and their horses. We'll have to build the walls even higher still. Picking up stones from over there and bringing them over here sounds like hard work. Isn't there an easier way? Having dug a pit 10 feet deep with solid bedrock and a 4-inch wall, the two Svens turned to each other, gave each other a hug and said in unison, "Help! We are stuck at the bottom of this pit." Having filled the pit in and rebuilt the walls at a height higher than their animals could stroll over, the agriculturalists watched in annoyance as their sheep formed a gymnastics team and vaulted over them. Svendon Wilts, "Maybe we could try raising aardvarks instead." Svendeful, "Let's try cows." Letharletic. Having divided the land into permanent infields and meadows for winter fodder on one side of the wall, and wooded outland where the cattle was grazed on the other side, the agriculturists went to get milk the next morning. "Where's all the bloody cattle gone?" "Into the ocean. Building the separating wall right on the edge of a cliff appears to have been a bit of a mistake." Damn us cowboy builders. The principle of landscape organisation survived into the 19th century CE, although the idea was refined after the first 100 years of having to fish the cattle out of the ocean every bloody morning. The Roman period also saw the first large-scale expansion of agricultural settlement up the Baltic coast of the country's northern 2/3, although for the first 50 years they all hid behind the sofa and pretended to be out every time the agricultural settlement came calling. Mrs. Svenetta de Prejudice. "Bloody agriculturists coming round here trying to get you to join their way of life. Next thing you know, you'll be married to some weirdo named the Great Sven, walking round in rags and made to worship a carrot." Mrs. Svenalis de Less. "Sounds like my life now. What makes you think it's some dodgy system of veneration and devotion? They might be very nice people." It's got cult in the title and Uralists. I dread to think what that part entails. Fair point. Move over a bit. You need a bigger sofa. Why? There's 982 of us behind it at the moment. Why the entire village has to hide behind my sofa all the time, I don't know. I've forgotten which voice I was in. Normally I find the old coin down the back of the sofa when I sprinkle it. Last week I found Sven Kerr. His wife has been looking all over for him, so I expect she was pleased. Up to a point, he was dead. Oh dear. Still, at least she was reunited with him for one last time. Well, most of him, our dog sleeps behind the sofa. We wonder why he'd gotten so fat. Speaking of which, these agriculturalists normally hang around for a bit. Have you got anything to feed us with? Bugger all, I haven't gone to the shops this week, what with them not having been invented yet at all. I knew I shouldn't have given Sven Kerr back to his wife, or widow. Still, at least you've brought a carrot with you. I wouldn't eat that if I were you. Okay, that's it for this video. There's the book. There's the button. Oh, darling, I found the button. Oh, yes.